This interview is from Chat City, Press and FM's mid-morning magazine show, live weekdays from 10 till noon.
And Melanie, local lady, singer who's won numerous competitions as a teenager across Lancashire, and back with us now again in the limelight. She also came top in Chorley's Fame Factor competition when she was a student at Bolshaw's CEI school, and impressed during other contests around Lancashire when she was younger, and also ventured over, I think, to Amsterdam. And Melanie is with me in the studio, plus the writer of the song, Alan Ollie. So very good morning to you both. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Hughie.
And I better put your mic up there, the mic there for you, Alan. So good morning, Alan.
Good morning.
And tell us then a little about the song. The song is called, and the release date is when?
The song is called Summer Night, Summer Dream, and it will be released on iTunes and all digital platforms on the 23rd of May this year, so later this month.
And we were just talking whilst we were listening to it then about the kind of Motown influences in the back of the song there.
Yeah, very definitely. The groove is a very Motown groove. I try to obviously give it a more modern edge, because a lot of Motown stuff was recorded with two microphones in one room with all the musos in. So the parts are obviously constructed, and hopefully it comes across in a more modern way. At least that's the aim. And I know that Mel loves Motown and, all the old soul heroes. So when I write for her, I'm going to try to go more down that vein for her. In fact, it's there in Turn Me Loose, and the other one that we played when Mel was last on the show. Yeah. So that's it. So, and it's also it's a happy summer tune. If you think Pharrell
yes,
Williams,
it certainly
it
certainly is that, isn't it? On a day like this, we need more sunshine. It certainly is that. So people will be able to get it then from iTunes and various other platforms then when it's released.
Yeah, Amazon, all of them, and also preview on digital radio stations that are out there. And also there's a brilliant app called Shazam, which you can use on any mobile device. It's a brilliant app. You just download it. You
Shazam.
You can preview all of Melanie's past releases and the current release there. And then there's a link that will take you through to iTunes or Amazon. So literally within 2 clicks from the Shazam app, you're straight through. And if you want to buy it, or you can preview, and then people make up their own minds, of course, whether they like it or not.
And of course, Melanie, there's quite a bit of other stuff out, because I was having a look this morning, having a look at Facebook and having a look at iTunes. There's already out there quite a bit of your music. For listeners, a few months since we met, tell us a little about yourself, because you're from, is it Chorley, Leyland?
No, I'm from Leyland.
Leyland, yes, she said that with a determination.
Oh, yes.
Not Chorley, definitely
no.
Leyland. So how did music begin for you? Remind us about that.
I've just grown up around music. It was my dad's influence in the first instance with the Northern Soul, and my mum and dad always say that I could sing before I could talk. So I've just grown up around it. Started doing the competitions, and it's just grown from there.
And you sing all kinds of music across the spectrum. Do you have a favourite?
Everybody always asks me this, and I can
I know,
never...
I'm boring.
No, I can never pinpoint. I don't really have a favourite song to sing. No, it would generally be something of the Northern Soul variety of, but you can't get the backing tracks for it, so it's harder to do.
So did you do a lot of singing when you were at school?
Yes.
Was music also an important part of school life?
Yes. Yeah, and I carried it on to A-level, and I think we were talking about this last time. It's the first time I sang with a jazz band, and that was pretty awesome. I'd love to do that again. Yeah. But it was very important to me, and still is. I'm coming back.
And then some of the contests that you went in for, as I was mentioning, the Chorley's Fame Factor, and a few other things, and also venturing to Amsterdam to record music. How did that come about?
Yes, that was through another competition, Southport Fame. In the December, I won the the children's category, and then I turned 16 in the January, and then I was eligible to go into the adults fame, and I won both of them, which had never been done before. I was up against, like, I think it was 16 to 30-year-olds, and I just turned 16 and I won that one. And one of the record producers, who was one of the judges in both competitions, had taken a liking to my voice and wanted to work with me, and he was going over to Amsterdam to do some tracks over there, so he wanted my voice featuring on a couple of those.
So over it was to Amsterdam then?
It was,
did you enjoy the experience?
I did, yes, it was. It was very, very different. It was more of a Euro pop kind of genre, not what I'm used to, but yeah, it was very good. I've still got the tracks. I'll have to bring them along one time.
That's right, and we can play them. That's
Yes,
right. We can have a listen to them.
You can.
And so, music now is your life. I mean, you're a professional singer.
Oh, well, I'm a mother firstly,
That's
so
right,
he's
yes.
taken over a lot of my life at the moment. But slowly but surely, I'll be coming back again.
So, do you sing a little boy?
Little boy, yes.
How
and
old is he?
He's 4 now.
What's his name?
Charlie. I think
Charlie.
he was singing along to the radio last time and shouting at us.
So do you sing all the time to Charlie?
Yes, and he seems to be picking it up. He's very music orientated already, and he loves to dance, and so hopefully we might have another little singer in the making.
There you are, you never know. So what about the combination between yourself then? When did you and Alan get together?
That was in college as well, because Alan was my English teacher.
Right, not music teacher.
No.
I mean, I think I may have said, before, I spent many years as a pro musician, both here and in the States, and some stuff in Europe as well. And I decided, when I was 35, that it was about time I got my degree.
Right.
And by that time, I sort of learnt everything through, I'd had lessons, and I'd been fortunate enough to work with some really quite, brilliant singers and musicians, and I learnt it all through the School of Hard Knocks and out of a book. So what were they going to teach me? So I'd always had a passion for English literature as well, so I went for that, and got my degree there. So that's how I wound up teaching English, and Mel just happened to be in the classroom in my evil clutches, as I used to say. Yeah. But
so had you heard Mel sing then at school, or you only found out that she could sing by asking her about it?
It was totally by accident. I don't know why to this day, but I've been working with another singer, Joanne, over at Parr Street with Ronnie Stone producing. We'd just done a whole album together. And for reasons, just as things happened, Joanne went one way and I was going another. And I just blurted out in the classroom, I said, "Can anybody in here sing?" And Mel stuck around and said, "Me." And I thought, well, anybody that's got, the cojones to actually put the hand up in the classroom in front of everyone at 16 years of age has certainly got the cojones to get behind a microphone on stage. And then I think we put something on, like just with me with an acoustic guitar and you singing some poems, and we just did it for a laugh, basically. I seem to remember that. And everyone said how lovely it sounded. It was just a bit of it was a bit laugh, but as soon as I heard Mel sing, and also she had a demo CD that it was your dad that put it together, wasn't it, for some, Diana Ross classics and things like that, and Mel singing on them, and as soon as I heard it, I thought, yeah, she can sing.
So
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And they came to watch here, and, anybody who at 16, 17 years of age can get up on their own in a pub full of people. It's not the kindest.
I started doing that at 12.
Wow.
Excuse me, but
Wow.
12 years old. I
wow.
supported Bernard Manning in a pub full of.
Is that right?
Yes,
Did you?
I did. Yeah.
Wow, 12 years of age,
12
and
years
you
old,
were supporting
Full
Bernard
of
Manning.
an audience full of men waiting for a blue comic.
Not at the Embassy Club in
No,
Manchester.
it wasn't.
No, wow.
it was a pub in Leyland. But yeah,
Wow, that
and
is
that
some
went down.
grounding then, isn't
Yeah.
it? A
Yeah.
pub at
School
12.
on knocks.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
of course, I wasn't getting paid for it, but they went round with a pint pot, and I ended up with about £100 out of that. So at 12 years old, I thought I was in the
Wow.
money.
12 years of age.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Alan, this is not the first song you've written, is it, for Mel? You've written some others?
Yeah, and in fact, I think we played them on the last show. A couple of them was Turn Me Loose, Never Be So Far, and First Day. There's this one. There's another one cooking that we're just getting ready to work on, which probably will be towards the end of the summer, more of a gritty, funky thing with perhaps a darker lyric. It suits the season, if nothing else. But also, we did another one a long time ago. It was during that. I think it was during the period when you went over to Amsterdam. But we did another one called Together Again. And in fact, Mel's father wrote a lot of the lyrics, so we called it a co-write. I wrote all the sort of backing tracks for it and everything, and Melanie came in and did it, and we released it. But I think that other things were conspiring. I was doing other stuff. I was still teaching. Of course, that brings its own pressures and consumes a lot of time. Not as much as now, but certainly it was around then. And so we kind of went our separate ways. And I don't know, Mel, maybe you were unsure about direction. I mean, it's a young age to decide where you're going to go and how you're going to do it. And, there's a lot of, very professional, successful name acts out there, take a long time to actually develop. I'm sure you've had artists like that on your show before.
Yes.
It does take years to develop, and it can also take years to find, the one, the sort
That's
of
right, you never
defining
know, do you?
song. And I very rarely name drop, but one of my one guy that I worked with for a long time, back in my 20s, is now playing guitar with the Zombies.
Right.
And they're on tour in the States.
Yes.
And doing very well. Well, the time of the season has been played so many times on the radio. And in fact, Eminem used the sample for his last release, I think, a couple of months ago. And, their story of how it all came together with them is quite gruelling, and how they came to reform as well. I mean, that took about 5 years. And they're in the 70s,
you just
Colin,
never know, do you, what's round the corner or what's going to
you
happen or
don't.
what the future is. And
Absolutely
particularly
not.
when you're a good singer and you've got a good voice and you love the art of singing. It makes so much difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's one for you, I think, Mel, as a singer and how you're developing as a singer and as an artist. And, it's a complicated and unpredictable process that can actually, that you can write and produce all the songs you want, and the singer can make all the right moves, and for whatever reason it might not click. I mean, for every one that succeeds, there's an awful lot that don't get through, and in fact, I'm sure audiences out there can relate to it and what actually goes on the X Factor and, The Voice and, Melanie, yes.
That's right.
Brewing up, that people don't make it through,
And that's
others
what
do.
And that's what you've got to keep hold of, isn't it?
Yeah.
That thought and that dream for the future, because you just never do know, do you? It's like being here today. You just never know who's listening.
No.
You just never
No.
know who's going to buy
right.
the CD. You've just no idea
No.
who's around that corner, and
not
that's
a
what you've
clue.
got to hold on to, don't you?
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't sing. I'd love to. I do when I'm alone. It's not
Yeah.
really good.
I don't
But-
either.
No, but it's a lovely talent to have and to be able to do that. And if you started at 12, wow, it must
I know,
have. I mean, you come across in the studio as being rather quiet and quite subdued, but at 12 years of age, to be able to stand up in a pub, it must have taken some determination to do it.
Yes, I am quite confident when I get up there, and obviously the music itself, as soon as that kicks in, then I think a lot of artists normally say that it just takes over them. So it's you can be somebody else up there, you can be lost in the music, whatever you're singing about. It's not you anymore. You're singing for the song or for the people listening.
And the applause at the end, that must be lovely when you get the applause and
yes,
you know that people are enjoying listening to your voice.
Yeah, yes it is. And all the feedback at the end of the night, that is one thing I enjoy. I'll always stay behind, and just anything, obviously criticism as well. You can always learn from it, and you're only as good as your last performance, so that you can always
So at the
improve.
moment, difficult kind of balancing life as mum and life as singer.
Yes, it is. But he'll be going to school in September, so I can start getting back to normality.
So again, the new song is called
Summer Dream, Summer Night.
Summer Dream, Summer Night, and it's out on the
23rd of May.
23rd of May, and people can find it on iTunes and all the platforms. And as I said, I was having a look this morning to Melanie's other stuff, and you can find all that. I'm just looking at iTunes previews, so go on there. And other ways of finding out more about you both. Where can our listeners have a look?
On Facebook and Twitter.
And Twitter. Melanie's got her own Facebook account. Which is obviously about Melanie and not, all about the music. And also they can go on at Liloft Music, that's L-E, Loft Music, all one word, on Twitter. Also Melanie's going to be setting up a new Twitter account very soon, which she'll be keeping everybody up to date with what's happening, because there is going to be I think some quite significant developments later, but that will be later in the year. And obviously the next single's out on the 23rd of May.
Okay.
So keep abreast of everything there.
And keep in touch with us and let us know. And
absolutely.
We shall play out with a new single. And can I thank you both once again for coming in this morning? Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to our podcasts. But don't forget, Chat City is live weekdays from 10 till noon on 103.2 Preston FM.